Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting a series of 3 videos that is going to give you the best tips you'll ever find on the internet about all you need to know to grow your hair long. If you want to learn about that, stick around. We're going to get into the first tip in a minute. Okay, so tip number 1. So there are 3 aspects of your hair that you need to pay attention to. And if you do that, you're definitely going to be seeing the results. And you have to take strategic steps to be able to work with each of these segments so that you can modify your approach if necessary and achieve the length that you would like to achieve. So the first thing we're going to talk about, your point of focus, has to be your scalp. Now your scalp, this is where the hair grows from. So you have to make sure that your scalp is clean, well taken care of, well manicured. And we're going to look at some things that you can do to help you to maintain a healthy scalp. So first, washing. Now washing is the most obvious way that you're going to keep your scalp clean. But how do you wash? Well, first of all, you have to use the tips of your fingers because you can't use your nails. Your nails are going to scratch up that scalp and perhaps even cause you to receive cuts or bruises on your scalp that is going to cause problems. So you're using the tips of your fingers. If you're using shampoo, you're going to have to direct that shampoo to the scalp. Using the tips of your fingers, you work that in a circular motion on the scalp. And in doing that, you're going to be getting rid of anything that is on the scalp that needs to be removed. Washing your hair, you don't have to focus on the length of the hair. The key point of focus is your scalp. Now, how do you work at your scalp? It is important that you work at your scalp in sections. So you can part your hair in different sections and you focus on one section at a time. So I'm working with 4 sections. I'm focusing on a section at a time. So I'm not worried about here just yet. I'm focused on this section. Make sure that I've properly massaged this section, then I move to another section and another section and another. So you're making sure that you focus all around your scalp. All right. Once you've done that, it is important to rinse thoroughly. And when you're rinsing, you're not going back and forth with your hair. You're just making sure that you guide the water through for each section and that it is thoroughly cleansed. Now, there's some things that you can actually put on your scalp before you shampoo. One of those is an apple cider vinegar rinse. Now this is diluted apple cider vinegar that you'll spritz on your scalp. You can allow it to remain there for a little while and then you can apply your soap. Now apple cider is a natural antibacterial agent that is going to remove buildup from your scalp. All right. So some of the benefits of apple cider vinegar: it balances your hair's pH, it closes the cuticles and leaves the hair shiner. It's a natural remedy for head lice and it helps to condition the hair. And it also helps to balance your hair color, promotes relief of dandruff and itchy scalp, stimulates hair growth, and it's a natural hair loss treatment. So that's one thing that you can do to get rid of that initial buildup, and then you can use the soap, which is your shampoo, to get rid of any amount of grease or grime or so on that is left behind after using the apple cider vinegar. Now about your shampoos, now If you look in the stores, you'll perhaps see items being referred to as sulfate free, or, well, mainly sulfate free, because the sulfates shampoo will perhaps tell you in the ingredient section that it contains sulfates. Now, what's the difference here? Now, a sulfate free shampoo is free of those agents, those stripping agents that is usually a part of shampoos. Now, before the era of sulfate free shampoo, shampoos had sulfates, which is similar to what is in your regular dishwashing soap or any of those other soaps. All right, now that has a very dangerous stripping agent for your hair, so it strips your hair of the natural oils, and almost like you're using a clarifying shampoo. All right, now the sulfate free achieves the process of getting rid of the dirt and grime from your hair without the sulfate, so it does not have that stripping agent. So if you're going to use a sulfate free shampoo, you'll recognize that your hair is more soft and moisturized at the end of it, as opposed to using a sulfate shampoo where when you're finished your hair is so hard and coarse and almost like you don't want to touch it, kind of wiry, and you just know as you're finished washing, shampooing your hair, you need to condition it to add back some more of that moisture and softness to your hair. And that is why shampooing with a sulfate free shampoo is usually better and more healthy for your hair. All right, so you're going to be using your apple cider vinegar rinse and so on to help to stimulate the scalp, and also it promotes hair growth. You're going to be using your shampoo to get rid of those dirt and grime and so on. And also, once you have done that and you've dried your hair, it's also important to add an oil to your scalp. Now, that oil can be a carrier oil or an essential oil, but mixing, say, coconut oil with a little eucalyptus oil for the hair, or a little vitamin E oil along with your aloe vera oil or your olive oil or so on. So we'll look at some oil mixes, but those natural oils will go into your scalp and begin to work at it to promote hair growth. All right. So those essential oils, it's called essential because you use just a little tip. But what it does, it stimulates the blood flow to the scalp. Now, blood flow is what essentially promotes hair growth. The more blood that we can get to flow to the scalp, the longer the hair will grow, and you'll extend the anagen phase of the growing cycle. Because of course our hair goes through 3 different cycles during its lifetime. The anagen phase, that's where the hair is actively growing, and then it's going to rest for a while, and then it's going to fall out. All right, because the strand, each strand has a lifespan. All right, so it grows, rests, falls, and it falls, a new strand grows, rest, fall. Now, depending on your genetics, the lifespan for the growth is usually set, but that can be altered based on how you treat your scalp. If you apply methods to increase the blood flow to your scalp, you're going to find that you extend that anagen phase and therefore result in longer hair growth. All right? So once you have properly cleansed your scalp, apply the correct oils and so on to your scalp, then you must go in and give a thorough massage. Now, massage doesn't have to be a structured thing where you have to only massage on your wash days or so on. You can decide you're going to massage your scalp twice a day. All right. Now, in massaging your scalp, you also need to pay attention to your health conditions. One such health condition is high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, then you may not want to massage your scalp too much because you're going to be increasing the blood flow to your head and so on. And that can be a problem for those suffering from that particular condition. So once a day is fine if you have that particular issue. But other than that, the more you massage your scalp, the more you're going to increase the blood flow and the longer your hair is going to grow, because your scalp is properly cleansed and nourished and stimulated. Alright, so thank you for joining me today. In our next segment, we're going to look at the shaft of the hair. The shaft, that length from the hair has left the root all the way down before you get to the end of the hair. The length of the hair. What do you do to ensure that that remains healthy and strong? You don't want to miss that segment. Take care.